Redox signaling science is basically a very new field. It's only been around for about 10 years. Scientists are gradually getting involved with redox signaling because they realize that it's such a fundamental process in human physiology. Plants and animals and lower forms of life and all forms of life use redox signaling messengers in order to repair themselves. Let me explain a little bit how that works. When a cell becomes damaged, there are certain messengers that are set out. It's called oxidative stress messengers. Those messengers then are able to tell the tissue that something is wrong. The tissue then is able to respond to that by a variety of different methods. It'll increase antioxidant production, for example, and efficacy. It will try to repair itself. If it's not able to repair itself, then the cell will actually end up killing itself and be replaced by other surrounding healthy cells. This is a remarkable process because it is actually the process which allows us to regenerate tissue and maintain our health. Damaged cells need to be detected. They need to be either repaired or replaced. And so this protection, detection, repair, and replace mechanism is absolutely fundamental to all life. So one of the interesting aspects of this discovery is that we've actually learned how to take these same redox signaling compounds that exist inside our cells and produce them in stable form outside our cells. A stable form that has shelf lives of months. And so then this signaling compound can have the kind of bioactivity that has been played out in our scientific investigations. And we actually see the fruition of such. We see, for example, that cells in cultures, in laboratories, are able to increase the antioxidant efficiencies, for example. Cells are able to elicit different responses that are involved in this repair, replace, and detect mechanism that allows us to regenerate tissue and heal ourselves, basically. This technology has the potential of spearheading some of the greatest advances of health in the world. It is extremely potent. The idea or the possibility of being able to stabilize redox signaling molecules and use them as bioactive, non-toxic agents inside our body is phenomenal. And it will make a difference, and it will be the future technology that will affect almost all areas of health science and well-being.
And I just had a fabulous run. I set a PR by a minute and a half.
I had a negative split, which is something I have been trying to achieve for 2 years.
I am simply faster and a better athlete because of the ASEA.
I was doing a race on the other side of the country. I had a horrible crash. Put me in bed. I got a bad infection. I was on antibiotics. I couldn't do anything. The last week of those 3 weeks of doing nothing, a friend turned me on to ASEA, and I started taking it twice a day. And that was the only thing I did. I didn't ride my bike, nothing. And I came out and I won.
When I first started swimming, my heart rate was through the roof. And after a few weeks of being on the ASEA, I noticed a big difference in my ability to go for longer periods of time. I felt much more comfortable in the water, and my heart rate came down significantly. And I attribute that directly to the ASEA that I was taking.
The first time I used ASEA, I noticed a drastic difference. I felt less fatigued, especially as the ride progressed. I noticed that I was a lot less tired, and I actually felt more energy as the time progressed. And it really astonished me as I finished the ride that I had my best time ever on that loop that I've ridden for many, many months.
When I was introduced to ASEA, I was very impressed with the 3 components of endurance, recovery, and repair. Something you don't see in one product ever, especially at this level. ASEA has opened our eyes because it has measurable results. VO2 max testings allowed us to see something we haven't seen in other products. Because of that, it is going to change the athletic playing field in college, Olympic, and professional athletes.
I went down to a sports clinic and I got tested. I ran on a treadmill at an incline, got all my ventilatory thresholds and heart rates tested. And then I went on the product for 6 weeks. Returned to the same clinical test, had it all done. I was able to run faster, at a steeper incline, at a lower heart rate.
As a coach and a bike racer, I take my training very seriously. It's all very calculated down to the last minute. I use a power meter, which gives me a very objective readout of how much work I'm doing and how strong I am. And I've noticed when I'm on the ASEA, I can sustain my power output for much longer periods of time. I can do more intervals in a row without having to rest.
So I started taking the product a couple weeks, and I thought, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to do what I normally do when I exercise and push myself, because I know how I feel, my body feels when I do that. So I ran the stairs up in the canyon, and I know I can do it a certain number of times, and I know the way I feel afterwards. So I did it, and then I ran a few more because I felt pretty good. I thought, okay, if I feel that good, I'm going to push myself even harder just to see how things go. So I ran a few more sets, and I come down, and normally my legs are shaking. They weren't shaking. So I thought, well, I'll know for sure tomorrow, because tomorrow is the day when I really feel it in my legs and I'm limping around when I push myself that hard. And the next day I barely felt anything. I felt something. I knew I did something, but it wasn't the way I normally feel when I run the stairs. So I thought, uh-oh, this is for real.
After about 2 weeks on ASEA, I noticed that my workouts were a lot stronger, especially the second half of my workouts. I was much more energetic, I had more endurance, and that made a huge difference in my times and in my performance.
And immediately I can tell that I had a huge energy boost. I went through my workout within an hour and a half, and when I got done, I was ready for more.
I got my time down to an absolute best. So my heart rate stayed where it would have been normally. My power output was up, and my time was down 40 seconds on a climb that normally takes me 17 minutes, took me 16 minutes and 20 seconds. The only thing I've done different is add ASEA into the mix.
It's not an energy drink. It's an endurance, which is completely different, because with energy there's a high and then there's a low. With an endurance product, there's not ever a low. It's just effective during exercise.
Okay, you might not feel an energy rush, but you go out on a long hike, a long run, a long bike ride, a long swim, and you'll find the difference. You'll feel the difference.
I feel stronger as rides progress, that my legs don't feel as fatigued. I feel like I have more energy, and my mental focus gets stronger as the ride progresses.
With an ultra endurance event like Lotoja, it's over 9 hours of racing. I need speed, I need recovery, and I need endurance. ASEA helps sustain me all the way through.
So this allows me to actually go out and train, feel good, recover, train more often.
When I'm taking ASEA, I definitely notice a difference in my recovery. I'm able to do harder workouts. I'm able to have more quality. And really, the recovery is the most important part. And I tell this to my athletes as well. You know, you can work hard, you can train hard, but if you're not recovering in between that training, your body's going to break down and your training is going to get of less quality because your body's not able to give you what it needs to.
We play a 140-game schedule, and I believe that you need to be able to recover on a day-to-day basis to be ahead of your competition. And ASEA provides me that benefit.
Last season I did a half Ironman. 2 to 3 days after the race I had sore ankles, I had a sore back, sore shoulders. I didn't really even get out of bed for a day. Now about 8 to 10 weeks in ASEA, I noticed that I was able to do that in training and I'm not sore the next day. I'm actually not even sore the same day. I'm able to go right back out and do it again.
As a stuntman, you're constantly recovering from stair falls, car hits, and I'm finding with ASEA that it's much easier for me to deal with it, that I feel like I'm ready to go the next day, that I've got my energy back. I feel awesome.
I use ASEA. I think it's a good product. It's helped me in a lot of ways with recovery and quality of workouts. It's a product that I can, you know, with good conscience recommend to my athletes.
I take it before every training run and before every race. I have ASEA with me, and I will drink 4 to 6 ounces about 20 minutes before the race. I will never run without ASEA again.
ASEA is not going to be a secret forever. You're going to need to take ASEA to keep up. If half the peloton is taking ASEA, you're going to be left out.
I wouldn't want to be without it. I think my performance would drop. I think I would be risking injury, and so I absolutely love it, and I want to stay on it forever.
Any professional athlete will tell you, you know your body. You know even a certain drink or a particular meal, you really know and you're in tune with your body. And I know now that ASEA is a part of my life for the rest of my life.
really noticed that I had much more energy, and I hadn't felt that good in years.
Our energy and just the way we felt in general started to change. We just feel fantastic on it.
My mood had absolutely level completely. And that was just something that I enjoy. So is my husband.
I see a lot of people my age that are having a hard time even walking and getting around, and since I've been taking this product for many years, it's helped me realize this is really something.
I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. It's given me my life back, and it's given me my family's life back.
I feel like because of ASEA, I have regained my life.
It's not a juice, it's not a vitamin, it's not a mineral. I mean, it's like nothing else. There's nothing else in the world like this product, and there's nothing else that does what this product does.
Our bodies are constantly under attack from pollution, viruses, bacteria, stress, exercise, sun damage, all sorts of things.
There's so many people that have been diagnosed with this, that, or that and this, and they're looking for answers. You know, nobody wants to live their life in pain. Nobody wants to go through life not being able to really enjoy it. They want to live life to the fullest.
Everybody has health issues. Everybody has unhealthy cells. And if we can improve you at the cellular level, then a lot of your problems will go away.
It all has to do with how effective our body's systems are of repairing our cells. At the end of the day, it all goes back to that.
Our bodies are programmed for health. So our cells protect themselves. If they can't protect, they repair themselves. And if they can't repair themselves, they'd better replace themselves.
What ASEA essentially does is it restores the effectiveness of our body's own systems that's able to do all that back to when it was when we were much younger.
These are molecules. They're molecules that are already bioavailable to our bodies. Our bodies know what to do with these molecules.
These molecules, these redox signaling molecules, I call them amazing little molecules, are absolutely fundamental to helping our cells protect, repair, and replace. And ASEA is the only product in the world that contains these powerful molecules.
It's not another juice, it's not another nutritional supplement, which I think are wonderful products, but this is something you can't get anywhere else, and that I think everyone needs and everyone can benefit from.
With this juice space, there's always this a war of my juice is better than yours, my ORAC value score is higher than yours. With ASEA though, we don't really care, because without the reactive molecules in your cells, all of that doesn't mean anything.
Antioxidants are like light bulbs, and if you come into your house and all of the lights are off, you don't have a light bulb problem, you've got a power problem. And ASEA and these molecules are literally the power supply that activates your antioxidants. They light them up.
ASEA just simply helps the body do what it was designed to do naturally.
I teach special education, and with that comes a lot of stress. And one of the things that was appealing to me about ASEA is that it offered me that energy that I need to do my job well.
I've had sleep issues for years. I started sleeping deeper at night. Just the other night I told my husband I sleep like I did when I was 4 years old, and sleep is such a blessing.
Since I've started taking ASEA, I've had so much more energy.
All of a sudden my workouts, again, truly I couldn't go far enough, fast enough, long enough. And there was no fatigue afterwards. I wanted to go back in and work out more.
My mom's very healthy. She's got great genes. My dad, on the other hand, had struggled his whole life with different health issues and died at a young age. I don't know which of those genes I'm going to get, but I'm not going to take a risk not taking care of myself.
I only have one body, and if I don't take care of this body, I might leave a little earlier than I would like to. I'd like to live a long time.
If you don't take care of your own health, no one else can or will.
You know, I think a lot of people have fallen into the trap in thinking that their health is their doctor's responsibility or their government's responsibility. And the truth is, it's our responsibility. It has to start with us. And I can't think of a better way to take back responsibility for your own health than with ASEA.
All the things that I have, I think ASEA would be the last one that I would ever want to get rid of, because it keeps me healthy and I enjoy it. And I like good health because I want to live to see 100.
I feel like ASEA has impacted me on a physical, mental, emotional level, which really kind of translates into a spiritual level.
In fact, I sometimes get a little frustrated with some of my friends who have some conditions and they don't try it. And the least you can do, you have everything to gain, nothing to lose.
This product has been the greatest thing I've ever had. It really is. I wouldn't get off of it for anything.